Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So, sister, what would be possible if you didn't have any limits that you placed upon yourself? So right now I'm recording this podcast episode as I am at a business conference called Funnel Hacking Live, which is in Orlando, Florida. And there are a number of people here that, hold on, I'm actually recording this. This is crazy. Hold on. Actually recording this in the hotel room as I'm walking around right now. And my husband is actually away at a special warrior event that he's part of. But as we're here and there's either 3,000 or 3,500 entrepreneurs, credible people, many that are incredibly successful, have made a lot of money, have provided a lot of value for people in whatever their product, their service is. And some that have achieved the level of what they call the 2 Comma Club, meaning that they've created $1 million in revenue. And some in a very short period of time. Like I'm talking 5 months, 6 months, less than a year. Like amazing, right? And so they have awards for them and really talk about those that have had the stories where they've come from kind of nothing and created this. So what is the purpose for them to really show that? Is it to, show the results and what's possible with ClickFunnels and all of this and everything it's taught, and sure, it's a piece of it. But I think the biggest thing is for those of us sitting there is to see possibility. See, for a lot of us, we only see things a certain way. So I want you to think, for example, of say like your marriage, your relationship, or maybe if you're a parent, the way it is with your kids, or it could be with your body. There's a certain way that you see things right now. And for a lot of you, and this could be you, sister, you might just see like it's just one way. I get messages from women all the time and saying, you know what? You talk about this stuff with marriage and I follow you and I look at you and your husband. It's like, I want that, but it's just not possible for me because he won't change. Or this is the way it is. Or we've been together for X number of years. Or this significant thing has happened within our marriage and it will not really change. Like, there's no other possibility that you see than being stuck where you are right now. Let's take the example of health. I have a lot of women as well too that have possibly are moms and have had babies and will say, well, my body's a certain way. I'm a mom. I've had this many children and just things cannot change, right? Or I'm too busy or I'm tired. Like who has the time to work out, right? Or I'm X number of years old. There is zero possibility that you have presented for yourself in that scenario that says this other possibility can happen. And, with Women Wanting More, I got to say, like over the last 2.5 years, since I launched the podcast, launched this movement, this community, this revolution, there have been times, even up until today, at times that I bang my head against the wall and say, what is a way that I can get women to move for them to really see what is possible? As I sit here, and this is a business conference, right? So this is more about what are the product services that you actually offer people? Who are you? Who are your people? Like all of that, right? And so I think of people who sell things like, maybe they have like a weight loss program. They've got like a physical product or they're, courses about like how to make more money. Like they're easy things to sell. And it's like, the question is like, what is it that you sell? I'm like, what is it that I sell? And as I was talking to my coach and she said, well, it's possibility. I'm like, you're right. Because I'm like, it's power, yes. But power cannot happen in your life unless you see a different possibility. So if you're stuck right now, I did a Facebook Live about this today. So imagine like you're in a box, right? And you're stuck in this box and it's taped shut and you can't there's no way for you to get out or that you see at the time. However, if you actually really thought about this, there is a different possibility. You could imagine you're just kind of like tucked in the box, right? You could take your foot and you could kick the one side open. You could kick this to the side. Like do like some special martial arts kickboxing kick, right? Like you could kick out the sides, you could kick out the back, you could punch out the top. There are other possibilities, but if you only see that you're trapped in this box and there's no other way out because you're in this fucking box, well, guess where you're going to stay? So that same way of seeing the world is why things are not changing in your marriage. It's why things aren't changing your body. It's why things aren't changing with your bank account. Possibility is a requirement. I have been relentless and will continue to be relentless in this message with Women Wanting More because I keep searching for new possibilities. One of the reasons that I launched the Women Wanting More store, which you can go to at shop.womenwantingmore.com, put that link also in the show notes, is to really find another possibility, another way to reach you. Then, for a lot of us that will wear clothing that means something to us, that has words on them. I'm saying this to you right now as I'm wearing one of the tanks that says all in. All in. These are all words and sayings that I talk about in the podcast that are part of the Women Wanting More movement that means something. And so my idea was like, well, there's so many women right now that do not have the courage to voice how they feel. So perhaps their clothing can do the talking for them. Perhaps this is a beginning baby step. And for a lot of women too, it's like, we're going to buy stuff before we actually have to do something that requires us to do some work. And so for me, opening up the store and something the voice really called me to do was like, there's got to be another possibility. Otherwise, I would have shut this down like probably 6 months in. Because it's one thing for those of you that listen to the podcast and get great value. And I can see from the downloads, the number of that listen per day, anywhere from 3,000 to close to 5,000 listens a day. I've had 7,000 day downloads. I've had 16,000 day downloads, but average about 3,000 to 4,000 or 5,000 a day. That's a lot. And so why aren't more of you actually taking action? Right? Why are you not showing up in the sister? Why are you not the Women Wanting More Experience Facebook group? Why are you not buying products in the store to really help you to wear who you are? Why you're not, getting the free journal? I mean, are there a number that have done all those things? Sure, but not reflective of those that listen to the podcast by any means. You might go, yeah, but Karen, but not everyone can do that or can afford it. And I get it, but listen, most of the stuff we're talking about is minimal. But why are they not taking action? Why? And for some of you, it's because you just cannot see any other possibility. So you're going to hear me talking more about this with Women Wanting More is for you to really understand the possibility, for you to know of where I came from to where I am now. I'm not perfect by any means. This is not an end point that I'm at. But I want you to know, sister, like in my marriage, for example, we went from being really good roommates to being where we are in a place where we feel more connected and more passion and more patient and more understanding and more committed to each other than ever before because of how we've invested heavily in our marriage, mostly with our time, over the last 3 years. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen by chance. We simply were painted a different possibility by someone that we didn't think was there before. Possibility. So here's my more tip for you today, sister. Where in your life are you not seeing any other possibility? So take a look at your more 4 pillars. So take a look at family, marriage, business, and health. Which one of those 4 do you feel like you're stuck? Like there's nothing else that you can do. Like it's just the way it is, Karen. Nothing can change. Which could be true, right? But what if there's another possibility that you just can't see right now because you're not even open to seeing it? So which more 4 pillar is that? First, identify that, journal that, and write that down. And secondly, I want you to write down a full page of other possibilities that may be true than the one that you currently only think is true. And journal that for insight. See, it's amazing when we start to, if we go, well, nothing else is possible. This is sometimes things that clients will say, well, I don't really know what else could be done. And often my words back will be something like this. Well, imagine if you did. Imagine if you did know. Imagine if you could see other possibilities. What might they be? It's crazy, right? We get, it's like we wonder why we're blocked, but we don't realize this. We're the fucking ones that's blocking ourselves. The way that we choose to see or not see the world. We are getting in our own fucking way. So just move out of the way and see what other possibility may be there and the insights that you gain from that. So, sister, 3 things I want you to do. Number 1, yes, go to the Women Wanting More store. You're going to see incredible tank tops and t-shirts and beanies and mugs and hoodies, a way that you can really wear who you are, to show the world what you believe with your clothing. It matters. It matters. And yes, for some of you that don't have the courage to voice it yet, or feel that you're ready or able to, this is the way that you can start to do it. Now, right now, there is a free shipping on minimum orders of $50. But that's going to be going up, and free shipping will not be forever. It's going away very, very soon. Because free shipping means I pay for it, and I'm happy to do that. But you got to get over there now, because it's going to be a limited time. So go head over to shop.womenwantingmore.com, and you can pick out all your favorite items. And definitely go ahead, too, and share that with other women that you know would love to shop inside the store and also wear who they are. So that's number 1. Number 2, make sure to subscribe to the Women Wanting More newsletter. That's at drkarenosborne.com. I'm going to send you some amazing training videos I did inside one of my Facebook groups called The Experience, as well as I'm going to send the More For Action Guide, which allows you to learn how to really start your day in a place of power. Okay, so Women Wanting More store, shop.womenwantingmore.com, the newsletter, drkarenosborne.com. And thirdly, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so that you get every single episode 5 times a week. It comes right to your phone. And to leave a review. We want to really show a lot of women around the world, those that listen to the podcast, the value that you get from it, and drown out some of the hater reviews that you will see there on iTunes. All right, sister. So I will talk the next episode. A life of more is just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborne.com/newsletter.